Hey guys, this is Mr.'s Nightmare here, and today we'll be reading chapter 6 of My Kind of Girl, a Slenderman love story. Before we get started, please hit the like button, comment, subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fanfictions out there. Until then, let's get started. Okay, tonight is the night in dinner with Slenderman. He said that I didn't have to wear anything nice, so I guess the dress casual. It's going to be a bit chilly tonight, so I decided to wear my sweater. Alright, 6 o'clock. It's time to go. I walked towards the woods, down the trail, and lead to the house. I felt a gush of wind, and then the next thing I knew, I was in a dining room. The table was about average size with lit candles in the middle. Do you like it? I heard him ask. Actually, yes, I said, turning to face him. I do. I'm glad you could join me, Allison. It's not every day you have such a lovely woman for dinner. I blushed a bit at the compliment and tucked a strand of hair behind my ear. Thank you, I replied. Please sit, I'll be right back with dinner, he said as he walked out of the room. I sat on the one end of the table and waited for him to return. A moment later, he returned with 2 plates. The plates were filled with chicken parmesan. I felt my mouth water. It's been a while since I had that. After dinner, the dinner was delicious. It was so was dessert. But something told me that the night wasn't over just yet. That something else was going to happen. Allison, there's something I wanted to speak with you about, he said, but his tone didn't seem to be pleasant. Okay, I said. He held out his hand and I took it. A gust of wind came towards where he teleported us outside. The sun was nearly down, making the sky a lovely color of shades of blue. He let go of my hand, but there was something about him that told me that he was unhappy. What is it that you wanted to talk about? I asked. Allison, you know what I am, who I am, and what I do. But you don't seem to let that bother you. Well, even though you kill people, and I know you know that I'm a human, but you didn't kill me, so tell me. So that tells me that you're not that all bad. Is there some good in you? He took a step back slightly and turned away from me. No, I was getting concerned. That's where you're wrong, my dear. His tentacle on my shoulder as we teleported somewhere else. I looked at our surroundings. I could see where he'd taken to my apartment. How do you know where I live? I asked. I followed you home a few nights ago, he answered. The tentacle that was on my shoulder moved to my hand and pulled me out while the other one to be appearing holding something. The tentacle itself was around me and placing it what it was holding in my palm. Both tentacles pulled away. I looked at the item in my hand. It was a rusted chain. Attached to it was a pendant, half a star. The coloring was blue. On the pendant was scratched, as well as some of the letters, but I could tell the letters, and they were meant to say friends. My heart started racing. My blood grew cold. I grabbed the pendant around my neck and slowly put the two halves together, seeing that they were a perfect match. I fell to my knees and started sobbing uncontrollably. The room started spinning, and it became hard to breathe. I didn't know how long I was crying. Before I knew it, everything turned dark. When I woke up, I found myself in my bedroom. I looked at the nightstand and found both necklaces with a note. I didn't bother reading the note. I knew it was from him. I reached out from the pendant and turned on the TV. I looked at it and kneeled and see the remote right underneath it. I looked at the screen. I saw the morning news was on. Finished telling whatever was on the weather. I was going to speak of this week. Then breaking news report came in. A male reporter started speaking. In news of the case of the 9-year-old boy that went missing 12 years ago, we have received the biggest break ever. Earlier this morning, a jogger was walking their dog and came when the canine suddenly made a dash into the woods. The owner tried to call back the dog. In the end of the was forced to follow the dog into the forest. The owner found the dog appeared to be standing next to human remains. The jogger immediately called the police, and the skeleton remains appeared to be belonging to a child. And the clothing matched the descriptions of a 9-year-old Ryan Mercy was wearing the day he disappeared. Police now. What? What's that, Chuck? Okay. Now they received the word of the DNA testing. It has it proved that the body does belong to Ryan Mercy. Full investigation of the remains will show that Ryan was been strangled and stabbed to death in the woods. If anyone has any information to whoever had taken the life of an innocent child, please contact the police. I am sorry, what? Okay. There is a 150,000 reward to anyone who leads the arrest of the killer. Just then my phone started ringing. It was Ryan's mom. I picked up and she was hysterically. She told me that his funeral was going to be in the end of this week and she hung up. I started to cry, too. Slender Man, I hate you.